From the Fernando and Freddy Show.
Why isn't my name first?
Yes, and welcome to another episode of the Fernando and Freddy Show. I'm Fernando.
I'm Freddy.
All right, you guys. So today we're going to talk to you about making money. So
this is me holding up fake money. I've got dollars.
So a lot of people right now, they're not working as much, or
hold on. 33 million people are out of work right now on unemployment.
Right. So yes, so these people are out of work on unemployment. I know California is offering like an extra $600 a week right now.
Really?
Yes, for the unemployment up until it's like July. I don't know if that's nationwide or if that's just California. I think it's just California.
Well, that's just California. But how do you qualify for that?
You have to be unemployed. So
no, but I mean, do you have to get the full 600? Do you have to have made like 100,000 a month?
No. So I believe, from what I believe, everybody is qualifying for that $600 a week, and then whatever else money you would qualify for is in addition to that. Now it's only going until what's that?
Yeah, but that was already with the stimulus package. That was already decided before.
Well, you got that $1,200.
No, I'm sorry. You have the stimulus check, but then the part of the whole package of the trillions of dollars was to add an additional $600 a week for everyone who lost their job.
Okay, yes.
On top of your unemployment.
July. Right, yes, that's what I'm saying. But that goes until
so then
July.
It's everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, anyone who qualifies for unemployment is going to get that 600. And then whatever your unemployment would be, you get on top of that. So everyone probably is doing okay right now, most likely. I mean, if they're on their unemployment.
No.
Well,
it's not very much if you think about it.
$600 think about how much is $2,400 a month.
Think of how much your rent is now.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that $2,400 going to take away? For a lot of people, that's going to at least be more than half. Plus, they still have to pay for all their utilities and any other bills they had from before.
Right, but a lot of people are also getting $450 a week as well. So typically, a lot of people are getting that $450. So that's another $1,600. So that's like what, $4,000. So that's a lot of money. That's 48 grand. 48 grand a year if you take that amount.
But that depends on what kind of life you have. You have to have.
That's a lot more money than a lot of people make.
Well, if you're under what's that called? Underpaid, it's a lot of money. But for a lot of professionals, like your average OC home, you're going to be needing a bit more to cover the rest of your expenses. I know I have one friend who's already told me I'm having to pay my mortgage with my credit cards because even with and he makes good money, but he's not making anywhere close to what he normally makes now because it's unemployment. So he told me, he's like, I've already maxed out my cards. So like, we have to go back to work.
Well, in this episode, we are going to talk to you guys about different methods to make money, to kind of help subsidize, and different tactics and techniques and different things like that, and things that different people are offering, different companies are offering. The very first thing that I came to mind when we were talking about ways to make money was Uber. A lot of people aren't traveling or going out or needing a car service, but what else does Uber offer? Uber Eats. How many people are ordering food to be delivered right now?
Oh, you can do. I thought that was on bicycle.
No, Uber Eats is the car.
No, but because here they do. Everyone who does Uber Eats does it on bike. But I guess the cities are smaller.
Yeah, I think it depends. I know, in a couple bigger cities over here, I have seen bicycles doing it, but I mean, cars by all means can do it as well. And we had ordered some Uber Eats the other night. And came in a car.
Look at you supporting two businesses at the same time.
But Grubhub, Postmates, same thing. And these companies too, in addition to applying and driving for these companies, you can order food from them. And when you sign up, a lot of times they're constantly sending coupons. And I mean, every day I'm getting a coupon from one of these companies, $5.
What is a coupon for?
It's like free delivery or like $5 off on this or $10 off on this.
Do you tip?
Yeah, you tip as well. You don't have to, but I mean, yeah, people do tip.
Do you tip?
Of course.
I'm just kidding. Don't answer. Don't answer.
Don't answer.
Well, because maybe you're gonna say, of course I do, and then one day we're gonna be doing a show and it's gonna be like breaking scandal. Fernando Molina apparently doesn't really tip. Angry Uber. The guy's gonna be like, yeah, I brought them over a $70 order and he left me $2 whole. I just threw it away in protest.
In protest.
We'll
And
do it like, hold on, they'll do it like they do on Murray when they
oh my gosh.
when they used to do the camera like this, like, I'm only 15 years old. I smoke 4 cigarettes a day, and my mom can't tell me what to do.
So another one, which is similar to these, would be what you use, you know, when you order your grandma's groceries, like Instacart, or, you know, along those lines too. But
I can't. Well, I know. I have to tell you my complaints with those ones.
yeah,
Don't
there's a
do
lot
it
of
if you
complaints.
can't really go through the store and shop. These people get lazy and they're like, nope, gonna substitute. And I'm like, the stuff I wanted is still there in the store. I can see it on the website. So I don't understand how magically. But I guess the people are in a hurry to do as many orders as possible, so
Yeah.
they don't care. They're just like, oh, we don't have it next.
So I don't know. That's just a couple of options. You know, I was talking to real quick. I was talking to my hairstylist when all this was first happening, and we were just kind of talking about it. And she was telling me, she's like, "Yeah, I'm glad I still have that account active." So you know, at
What
least
account?
it's her food delivery, whatever it was, Grubhub or Uber Eats, whatever it was. And then I have a friend that does it too. You know, and I mean, she
Oh,
makes
she was
pretty decent money
working.
doing it. Yeah, doing
She
it.
was working.
Doing,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I thought she
working
was
it.
just ordering it. I was like, what? Oh, okay.
No.
How much
Now,
can you make on average with these services?
you know, I think it just really depends on how much you're working, like how many hours you put in for it, and how many other people there are that are, you know, working in the same area. But I can imagine that, you know, probably a decent amount, because there's
Huh.
not everyone, but there's a lot of people that are ordering food. You know, a lot of my friends tell me that they're, you know, having food delivered as well. So
But now the question is will I still be able to collect unemployment and do these jobs?
I don't know. That's a good question. Um, I really don't know. But I know with these, you know, it'd be like a 1099 job. So that's something to look
Yes.
into. But
So you probably wouldn't be able to collect unemployment and do these jobs. So but it's a way, if because maybe you didn't even qualify for the unemployment anyways, like myself. I didn't qualify for anything. But now my money making solutions, I did think of repeating that one online restaurant with the frozen food that we had went over on a previous episode. I did think
is it a
about that one.
scam?
Yeah, is it a scam? But in these times, if you need to work, you need to work. But really, my idea was, because I'm always about going back to basics and learning a new skill, and you can never go wrong with feeding yourself. So the first thing I thought of was, how could I make money anywhere in the world, no matter where I'm at? And that's by growing food. There are a lot of places where you can buy seeds, because I know that when the quarantines started going down globally, a lot of places ran out of seeds. Like, people said, I'm going to take up gardening, but then I thought there's a lot of organizations that like do the farming to table, where if you can grow, if you have enough space and you can grow things on a consistent basis, you can continue to get paid, and it's a very passive income type of thing once you get set up, because all it does is grow and you harvest. And one thing that a lot of people, well, at least where I am in this area, is there's a lot of fruit trees, a lot of orchard. We all know people who have lemon trees, who have cherry trees, who have all types of fruit trees, that they're sick of eating this food and they just let it rot on the ground or go to the birds. Now, if you could just easily ask these people, hey, can I harvest this? Can I harvest this? You could considerably increase your income. All it would take for you is, yeah, but like
to the farmers markets, or
you take it to the farmer's market or sell it wholesale to the wholesaler who would buy it all in bulk. Or you could even sell it directly to the grocery stores or the restaurants, because a lot of times you have some amazing varieties of things that don't do well transporting wise. They're not the market variety of the fruit or vegetable, but they might have a better taste, or there might be a rare fruit and vegetable that someone just has in their backyard that you know really think about. Like I always remember my my aunt growing up in her backyard. She had the biggest avocado tree that would give us avocados, no joke, about this big.
Oh my
But
gosh.
like yeah, literally Hass avocados this big. And she grew them in her backyard. Like they were the biggest Hass avocados. As most people who have an avocado tree know, you get huge avocados. Now, can you imagine if you wanted to sell that avocado? Like there is a buyer for that market. And this is in Orange County. So, I mean, there are tons of people who have avocado. I mean, I remember I ate so many avocados. I literally vomited at the sight of an avocado after that. Like it was just too much. But like I think of things like that. So you could sell fruits, vegetables, avocados just by picking it from your neighborhood if your neighbor will let you. Because they mayn't necessarily use all this. It might just go to waste and rot on the ground. Because as most people with fruit trees know, you don't eat everything that you grow. You get sick of it after a while. You give away more than anyone really will want to take. You know, I mean, I remember working and having those ladies come with the bags of cherries in plastic bags because they have too much and they don't need any more, and they have more every year. So they're sick of them. So that was my first one, and you can get a pretty good price. Like for the Hass avocados, that was big money. She didn't realize how much money she was sitting on, but then again, she has a job. She doesn't need to take the time to go and harvest them. But if she wanted to, I'm sure, because that would be some amazing avocado toast.
Avocado toast.
No, when you have an avocado that's literally almost like a foot long, you know, and big.
Yeah. So
there's
I guess
that.
ask your neighbors, right? Go around town. If you guys see anybody with those trees, why not? Yeah, that's a good way too, huh?
Yeah. Well, that's without having to plant anything. That's probably the easiest and smartest way I would do it. And then after that would just be like growing things, growing pumpkins, squash. People love these type of things. Like especially if you're, you know, if they're shutting down a lot of these farmers markets, those people are still looking for this organic produce that you could be growing in your backyard. Very easy. You know, it just takes you some water. And even this, if you mulch properly, you won't even have to water it. I mean, there's so many different techniques. You can learn it all here on YouTube, how to grow anything, literally anything.
Are you going to make us a video on that, Freddie?
I am going to start doing I think I'm going to start my beekeeping channel.
You can teach gardening on there.
Well, I can teach a little bit of gardening, and a little bit of bees and flower growing, because I like the idea of doing monoflower honey. So like you do like a rose honey, or you can do a thyme honey, or you
Now,
can literally.
Can you sell the honey?
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Honey is money.
Is that are you gonna do that at the farmers market?
No, I don't do it, but because I like to eat all my honey, and I have more than enough friends who are like, "Can I have some honey? Can I have some honey?" It's amazing when you got bees, everyone goes crazy for the honey, and when you taste like really good honey that hasn't been mixed or blended with other things, or heated, or just there's so many things that honey can be manipulated. A lot of things that come from China are really just like, you know, rice syrup, and they get tricky about like it's a very big market, the counterfeit honey. It's like counterfeit olive oil.
Counterfeit honey.
No, there is. It's a $1 billion business. Counterfeit honey, counterfeit olive oil. Truly. Like, and olives as well. You get so many people claiming like you have this Italian olive oil. It came from Spain, or it came from another country. It'll be a blended oil with some olive essence added to it to give it a taste, and then it goes off in a few weeks or so. Yeah, I see reports on here in this country all the time on issues like this.
Interesting.
But yeah.
So another way, which I had recently started doing a couple of months ago, when you go to the grocery store or the market and you buy a soda, you do something called CRV. Well, in California we do, at least, and a lot of other states do it as well. When you buy that soda, you actually pay a nickel for that can or that bottle. And I would always just throw it away or put it in a recycle bin outside. Well, a couple of months ago, I started saving my cans and my bottles, and I would just put them in a big trash bag and just put them in my garage. Drink a bottle of water in the car, toss it in the back, and at the end of the week, just put them in my garage. Started doing that, and you'd be surprised how much money you can actually not necessarily make, but save, because you'd be throwing that nickel in the trash. So I told my mom,
and you could make if you just took the bottles instead of drinking them.
What?
If you just took the empty bottles and cans, you would be making money.
Well, what I'm saying is that these are the ones that I've already paid for. I've already paid the nickel for them. So, I mean, I was throwing them out. But so I told my mom, and she's like, "Oh, I'll save you ours. We just throw them out." I'm like, "All right." So
You
my
guys
mom
don't
saves me
recycle?
hers. Well, they put them in like the city recycle bin, and they just pick them up and
okay.
just kind of give them to the city. But
Good save, Fernando. Good save.
no, it's the truth. But
I know.
so I started saving them and just taking them in, and I usually go in about now once a month, and I get about like $12 every time I go in, and it's super easy to do. Um, and I mean sometimes you'll see people going around the neighborhood going through garbage cans. Now, when the garbage can, at least in California, when the garbage can is put onto the curb, it's free game. You can go through it if you want to. It's pretty much abandoned property. You're not going to get in trouble for digging through somebody's garbage can
even the
once it's
recycling
on the city street. No, that's
but the
different.
recycling.
But I'm talking about the
okay.
garbage can. So once that garbage can is put on the street, it's free game. The person might say, "Hey, don't go through my trash," but they put it on the street. It's going to get collected and be thrown out in the dump. Now, when you go through the recycle bin, they put those recyclables in and put it on the curb for the city. So that's then becomes city property. When you steal or take a bottle or a can out of the recycle bin, then that becomes theft, and you're actually stealing, and you can actually be arrested for that. You're stealing from the city.
But I never understood. Well, some places I know here there are some communities that actually weigh your recycling, and they give you the money for the recycling.
Oh,
now
wow.
in places, but I never really agreed with giving the city your recyclables that you paid for that you should be able to claim back.
Well, if you know what I mean? Like, work for it, then go do it.
Yeah, why not? Because there are some places where you can, the rates that they give you for depending on what you're recycling, they're not all universal. Some places offer more. Some places have coupons will give you double price, and it just takes you the time to do it. Because I know when I was younger, my grandma used to do that, and she used to always go to this place where she'd had a coupon, and they would give her double the price for her aluminum cans.
I've seen that,
and she used to make out good back then.
When I go to a place and they weigh it. So I counted it. The first time I went, I counted all my stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get this amount of money. I got more because when they weighed it, it weighed more than that nickel per item. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. So, and then one time I went, a lady, she gave me a coupon, and it gave me a little bit extra money on there. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Like 10% more or something, whatever it was. So, so there's different ways of doing it. I mean, you'll see people going through the park, or you'll see people walking down the street with a bag. I mean,
I remember when I was in high school, there used to be a lady who used to always come by at break and lunch, and she always had a bag, and she would just go around to the different students, and we would just throw our cans or our plastic bottles in there. Never even said a word to her. She always just came, and you just knew to just give her. But I thought, she's so smart, and she came every single day.
Now, just be careful where you're going. Don't go on private property. But if you walk, I mean, through
the beach is a great place to go. I can tell you that much. The beach was always you always see people going there with their little clamper things and getting the recyclables that way, or around apartment complexes, because a lot of people don't recycle in apartment complexes. They only have the huge trash bins.
Now, be careful walking onto an apartment complex, because if that's private property, when they put that on the street is the time to do it. Don't go on someone's private property, because you're going to get in trouble. So, all right, you guys. Well, this has been part 1 of how to make some extra money on the Fernando and Freddy show. Join us for part 2 coming up real soon.
Bye.
From the Fernando and Freddy show.
Why isn't my name first?